U.S. President Donald Trump is meeting right now with senior officials in the White House. He's deciding whether to move forward with a deal that would extend the ceasefire with Iran and reopen the Strait of Hormuz. CBC's Willie Lowry is tracking the story for us from Jerusalem. Willie, what are the make or break conditions for the Trump administration?
Natasha, after a week of diplomatic jostling, it appears that we may have reached the 0 hour. As you mentioned, U.S. President Donald Trump in the Situation Room as we speak, meeting with his team, trying to decide whether or not to sign off on a deal that would end this conflict in exchange for the opening of the Strait of Hormuz, or perhaps not sign the deal and return to all-out war. In a statement released earlier today, Trump said, quote, "Iran must agree that they will never have a nuclear weapon or bomb. The Hormuz Strait must be immediately open. No tolls for unrestricted shipping traffic in both directions. All water mines/bombs, if any, will be terminated. We have removed through detonation numerous such mines with our great underwater minesweepers. Iran will complete the immediate removal and/or detonation of any mines that are left." He went on to say that the U.S. will lift its naval blockade, allowing ships to begin the process of returning home. He also spoke about the nuclear-enriched material that's been buried deep underground. He said that it would be up to the U.S. to retrieve it, and it would do so in coordination with the Iranians. Now, it's important to note here, Natasha, we have yet to really hear an official response from Iran, but the semi-official news agency Fars said that government officials have met Trump's most recent post with a mix of truth and falsehood, but again, still waiting for official word out of Iran on whether or not they're going to agree to a deal.
So, Willie, on the one hand, we've got the United States and Iran. On the other, we've got Israel and Lebanon, because the Israeli military is still fighting Hezbollah there. What progress is being made on that front?
Yeah, that's right. As we speak, representatives from both the Israeli and Lebanese military are meeting in Washington at the Pentagon. This is part of broader diplomatic peace talks between the two countries. But you're absolutely right to mention the fact that despite a ceasefire being in effect, Hezbollah, the Iranian-backed militant group, and the Israeli military have been exchanging pretty consistent fire over the last several weeks. Hezbollah has been using these drones attached to fiber optic cables that have become a real problem for the Israeli military. They've struggled to detect and defend against them. That's prompted Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu to order an intensification of the military operation in Lebanon. And he was actually up at the northern border this afternoon, where he said Israeli troops were operating across north of the Litani River. That is a significant development, Natasha. The Litani River is a natural barrier that crosses much of southern Lebanon. At times, it is 30 kilometers away from the Israeli border. So it's a significant development. Netanyahu also saying that that Israel was operating in Beirut and the Bekaa Valley. And the Israelis hit Beirut, the capital, yesterday. That's the first time they've done that in several weeks. One more point, Natasha. President Trump did not mention Lebanon in his post a few hours ago. The Iranians apparently do want Lebanon to be included in any final negotiations.
CBC's Willie Lowry in Jerusalem. Thank you, Willie.